The first ballot measure we need to talk about is the adoption of a recompiled constitution of our 1901 Constitution. We'll be calling it the Alabama Constitution of 2022. This does a few things. First, it is going to recompile the Constitution as a whole by bringing all of the related laws and sections and amendments together to make them cohesive. So anything related to a specific category of law will be put together in the same place. Anything related to a specific municipality will be joined together in the same place, so it is easier to find related laws. And we'll also be removing outdated or repealed laws that are no longer effective here in the state, meaning they've been overturned, things like that. It'll all just be removed instead of being marked as not available or no longer valid because of an amendment. Then we will also be removing racist language. And this is the part that I'm concerned about. So tune in, keep hanging in here with me. We've got some history to go over. 1901 is when our Constitution was written, and John B. Knox, the president of the Constitutional Convention, said and took detailed notes that our current Constitution, 1901, was written to install white supremacy into our state. It was written to let it get into the entire society through our laws so that everyone would enact white supremacy. That's what it was intended to do. Us removing racist language, just changing words, doesn't change the intent of the Constitution, and that's where my concern is. We aren't changing the problem, we're making it pretty. I don't like that direction. I like everything else we've talked about, but once we got here is where my concern is, because we're also calling it the Alabama Constitution of 2022, which makes it sound newer, makes it sound more progressive, but it's still the racist Constitution we have from 1901, with all of the amendments that we've added, trying to patchwork it, but would have actually added additional restrictions on all of our smaller municipalities, which then further embrace and further progress white supremacy. If you have questions about this, I would love to talk to you about it. It's fine. We can't do that all in a video, but that's my concern. The one thing that I see where people like the idea, we are removing an exception for involuntary servitude out of our constitutions. Currently, we have abolished slavery, but left an exception for involuntary servitude, which is how our prisons currently function. You are involuntarily serving the state through prisons. We can remove that from the Constitution. I don't believe we will actually change as a state to follow that. We are currently required to provide lots of things through our Constitution to people who are incarcerated, and we don't. Changing that in the Constitution, I don't think will have any meaningful impact on how we treat those who are incarcerated. That's my concern. You can vote however you'd like. I know how I'll be voting. We really just need a new Constitution. And the people who can do that have over and over said no. But oddly, they're fine with removing the language because they know it doesn't actually change anything. They don't want to change the power structure. They don't want to change the Constitution because they want to continue to perpetuate white supremacy. Changing the verbiage doesn't change that. See you on November 8th.